dividend of 13 rupees as well. But let's move on. Biocon has been in focus on the back of their Q3 earnings, which were above street expectations, and the integration of Viatris's biosimilar business, which aided the company, though it was only for around a month. Though there was a net loss on account of the acquisition cost of around 271 odd crores. I did catch up with Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, the executive chairperson of Biocon and Biocon Biologics, to discuss their Q3 performance, and began by asking about the recent stake sale in Syngene. Listen in.
Monetizing a valuable asset like Syngene is a very important way of creating value for building another business. And therefore, we felt that, retiring the mezzanine funding was very important. And we therefore felt that an effective way of using smart capital is to basically divest a small shareholding in Syngene whilst basically retaining majority control. So I think the Syngene stake sale will be used to retire net debt. And we believe that we are also in the process of raising equity to look at the overall reduction in acquisition debt at BDL level. So I think that's the way we basically approached it. So, the combination of the Kotak fundraise that we've done now, which is a structured, fund, together with the contribution from the stake sale from Syngene will help us to quickly retire the mezzanine round, as well as, of course, we will raise equity funding to look at reducing the debt levels in BDL.
Okay, so I'm assuming that the mezzanine funding is now fully refinanced. You are looking for further PE funding in Biocon Biologics. You all have indicated that you all are in talks as of now. Can you provide more details? How much are you looking to raise? What would the dilution be?
Well, right now we have raised a $1.2 billion debt to make this acquisition. And if you add the $300 million of existing debt in Biocon Biologics, we have an overall debt of $1.5 billion. So obviously, we would like to take it, to a level sub-$1 billion. In fact, ideally, we would like to be half of the $1.5 billion in terms of debt.
Okay. You've also taken additional funding recently from Serum. How much does Serum hold as a whole now, and would they probably look to put in more funds?
So right now, Serum has invested $150 million in Biocon Biologics, and of course, they've also given a loan for funding this transaction to Biocon of another $150 million. There is a possibility that we might convert that loan into equity at some stage.
Okay, all right. What is the status of Serum and Biocon's tie-up when it comes to vaccines as well? There were peak sales of around $300 million that was anticipated, but COVID-19 has now tapered off in terms of a vaccine requirement. So where do things stand?
So right now, of course, the deal that we struck with Serum Institute is not COVID vaccine related, and I think the overall deal structure relates to a revenue contribution or a top line contribution of vaccine sales to the extent of $300 million and a guaranteed EBITDA of about $110 million. So I think. That's the way the deal is structured. And as I said, it doesn't relate necessarily to COVID vaccines. And there is a demand for other kind of vaccines. And as you know, in recent times, Serum has brought to the market the HPV vaccine and many other vaccines that it is developing.
Okay, you have done very well in your biosimilar business. You have also added Viatris in terms of numbers. Around 1 month is integrated into this quarter's numbers. You have guided for around a $1 billion run rate, exit run rate for FY23. That's on biosimilars. But what about bevacizumab as well as insulin aspart? Can you give us an update with regards to the complete response letter or the queries from the US FDA? When do you expect it to be resolved by?
So, we've had a series of complete response letters from FDA for many of our recent filings. And I think we are now on top of them because we understand what FDA is looking for. They have accepted our CAPA plan in Malaysia for Aspart. We expect them to, receive and accept our CAPA plan for Bangalore for bevacizumab. And I think we feel quite confident that we will be able to resolve these issues before too long. Obviously, the addition of Aspart and Beva sales to the US business is always going to augment our performance in the US. But having said that, we are already seeing an improvement in market share of our, trastuzumab, filgrastim, and Semglee, and the much-awaited adalimumab launch is obviously something that people will be looking to in FY24. If we get Aspart and bevacizumab approvals in calendar year 2023, that will add to this business. Having said that, Europe has all 7 products approved, and we will be basically ensuring that we garner market share for all these products in Europe going forward.
All right, so that is some commentary coming in from Biocon post the numbers. With that, let's slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll put focus on a lot of stocks which are buzzing around. NMDC, Eicher Motors, top of mind. We'll talk about those and some more on the other side.